So, hello, guys. First thing I need to do, just before I do some apologies, can everybody hear me okay? I'll explain in a moment why, but I'm on a completely and utterly different setup, and I can't figure out if I've got the correct mic. So, hopefully, everybody's hearing me fine. Um, so, um, the setup is very different today, and the reason for that is on the job front work has happened really, really quickly, and things have just taken a massive turn. Sorry, I just noticed when I first went live, it comes up with a viewer count and it said 0. And I thought, oh, there's no viewers. Okay, fair enough then. And then all of a sudden it went 4. So it must be that it updates it quite slowly. So basically, what's happened in a space of a week, um, as you know, I've been out of work for a little while and I've been looking for work and blah, blah, blah. And I'm getting a little bit, as each day goes past, as you know, any unemployed person, as each day goes past, you get a little bit more desperate. And I saw a job driving an overnight coach Friday and Saturday night, but it's in Leicester. And I thought, okay, fair enough. With the amount of money that they're offering, I could go down there on a Friday, do my 2 nights work, come back. It's part-time work, but it pays more money than unemployment benefit, even after the cost of the getting down there and everything. So I dropped a little message. Turns out that the guy who posted the job advert was an old mate of mine who I've done quite a few agency jobs. And as soon as I responded, he's like, rang me up and he's like, oh, Penny, I don't know why I didn't think of you earlier on. So, cut a long story short, I've been offered the job full time purely on the say so. My friend has says, yeah, Penny's a good driver. And he says, yeah, I don't even want to interview you. You've got the job, but you've got to come down and sort all your bits out. You know, I've got to show all my documents, make sure all my documents are in order, which is why I'm in a B&B today. And I literally got here 2 hours ago. I left Glasgow at 8 p.m. yesterday. I left my house at 8 o'clock, got to Glasgow, 11:15 coach. That got me into London at 7:20 this morning. At 9 o'clock, I'm on the coach going to Cambridge. And then I'm now in the B&B. I've had no sleep overnight because for some reason, I couldn't sleep on that particular coach. It wasn't a particularly sleep-worthy journey. But I've managed to get the show sorted out. Now, I know that I am doing my induction tomorrow and I'm doing training on Friday. And the guy said, because of the situation you're in, normally I'd say to people, right, come up for your interview, then go home, and then we'll start you on the Monday. But he's actually starting me on a Saturday. And he's actually given me the rota that I'm going to be on. And it's absolutely wonderful rota. It's working nights. And it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days on, 4 days off, 5 days on, 7 days off. So twice every 3 weeks, I'll be traveling from Glasgow down to actually Cambridge, not Cambridge, Birmingham. But I'll start work in Leicester. And so I'll be away for 5 days and I'll come home. Then I'm away for a bit. So I'm still going to remain I love Glasgow. I will not have a bad word said about Glasgow. The only problem is that I'm not going to be able to do live shows every single week. So I've had a little chat with Smith Speeds, and what we're going to be looking at doing is moving the show to either a Tuesday or a Thursday, and that will give me the space to do 2 live shows, and then I will pre-record a show, and then I will put that out on the week that I'm working, or the week that I'm at work. So I think that's the way we're going to have to do it. But it also, Tuesdays and Thursdays comes either at the beginning or at the end of my blocks of days off. So because I could say Wednesday, I've got 2 Wednesdays off every 3 weeks, but when I work Tuesday, because I'm working nights, I actually finish Wednesday morning in Leicester, and I can't get to, even if I had a car, I can't get back to Glasgow in time for a 2 o'clock show, set up and everything. So a Thursday show or Tuesday would give me time to get back. So I do apologize. You're also not going to see any diamond painting today. I have got my diamond painting in a bag, just slightly out of reach, but I brought that up with me because it's going to be really, really important that I get that done, that I have something to do. So I will catch up with the comments, tell you a few new things. Another apology I need to make is I haven't set the proper StreamYard up. I'm using a Chromebook for this, and I haven't set the proper StreamYard up. So big thank you for Build with Adrian for helping me use his, but I've not been able to link my account with the Facebook group. So unfortunately, it means that this week it's not going out on Facebook. It's only going out on my channel. So first comment of the day is Build with, excuse me, sorry, I've got hiccups now. Build with Adrian, who says, hello, everyone. Just bear with me. I'm going to just get rid of these hiccups. That should normally do it. So the second thing I've done, because I've not set up my scrolls down the bottom, I've given the website for Smith's Beads. Big thank you to Smith's Beads. Not only do they sponsor this show, but they now actually have my show on their website. So if you go to Smith's Beads website, you'll see my latest video on their landing page, which is hugely appreciated. I've also put into the chat the Facebook group, and the reason I'm really pushing it today, I do not know what's happening next Wednesday. I know I'm working Saturday and I guess Sunday. Once Saturday, I'm actually moving on to Birmingham, and I'm staying in a place. I've managed to find a really nice, cheap, long-term stay, but there's no Wi-Fi there. So that's the weeks when I'm not going to be able to broadcast, and I'm thinking of maybe recording the show while I'm at home in Glasgow, uploading it to YouTube and setting it for the release date for the Wednesday when I'm going to be in Leicester / Birmingham. But I will not know until Friday at the earliest what I'm doing next Wednesday. So I will be making posts in Facebook regarding that. I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. Expect me to not be able to stream next week, but I will update people in the Facebook group as soon as I know. Also, talking about smithsbeads.co.uk, don't forget that if you buy anything, use the discount code Penny10, and that will give you 10% off. And if you, I still can't remember what the postage costs are, but you know, if you order more than 10 times the postage cost, then obviously you've ended up with free postage. So that's a win-win, isn't it? Danielle Boudreau said, good morning, afternoon, all you beautiful peeps. That's my favorite comment ever. Francis Adams says, sounds good. So that's regarding my sound. So that's really good. Build with Adrian, sound is perfect. And then Mike Tedstone says, hello all. So the job, I know it's a diamond painting show, and I do apologize for talking about work. But when I lost my job with the agency, with the last employer, it kind of put me off the company. I worked for that company in a different area many years ago, and the way I got treated there, I actually walked away from the bus trade for about 5 years, and I came back in, and I was kind of ready to walk away from buses again this time. But obviously I've got the experience that I've worked for other companies, and I think that particular company doesn't work for me. But I am going, this will make you laugh actually, as most of you know, it was my childhood dream to become a bus driver. and I'm one of the few people I know who's fulfilled their childhood dream. But it gets even better. What my dream was to drive Greyhound buses. I've always wanted to drive Greyhound buses across America. The company I'm working for is called Whippet Coaches. So although it doesn't look like I'll end up driving for Greyhound, I will end up driving for Whippet. Well, that's close enough, isn't it? Whippet Greyhound. It's just smaller version of a Greyhound. So I think in a roundabout way, I have fulfilled my work dream. So yeah, it's I'm just really looking forward to it. So it's doing long distance domestic coach work. So it's not doing holiday tours. If I said to the British people, National Express, and I said to the Americans, Greyhound, that's the kind of work I'm doing. Some people refer to it as glorified service work. It's not service work really, but it's scheduled routes, but it's long distance. One of the routes I'm going to be doing, I believe I'm going to be doing, is Bradford to London, which is a 6-hour trip, and it'll be a double man. So I'll only drive half, and then we'll come back to Bradford. So I'll be doing 6 hours driving over a 13-hour period. So that's what I want to do. Little bit of heavy work at the start where you've got to lift people's bags up, but once you're in the cab, it's just normal driving in a nice luxury coach, because some of these new coaches are absolutely beautiful. I meant to say also, we are doing word of the day. I'll try and mention that. Now, I did say to Smith Speeds before I started, I'm looking at doing about half an hour show. I am just so tired at the moment, and I'm sorry to sort of take it out on the show, but I want to. One part of me says I want to sleep, but then another part of me says if I sleep, then I'll probably wake up at like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and then I won't be able to sleep during the night. So I think I might just sort of have a little doze, maybe have an hour, and then maybe go for a walk, get myself tired again for tonight. But I need to shut my eyes as soon as I can. I need to get some food sorted out because I haven't eaten I had a little breakfast this morning, and drinks. I've not drunk all night. Of course, it's not something you think about. If you're not thirsty now, you don't buy drinks, and then you get on a coach and you're on that coach for 9 hours. There's nowhere to buy drinks. Thankfully, we did have a 15-minute stop at a service station, and I managed to grab a coffee, which is probably one of the daftest things that you can buy on an overnight coach, something that wakes you up. But yeah, I'm as thirsty as a camel at the moment. Is it camels that are thirsty, or is it horses, or something that drinks a lot? So yeah, that's basically it. I brought some diamond paintings with me. I brought my wolf, which, because of my money situation and the fact that I don't know how it's done in different countries, but here the common way to do it is you work this week and then you get paid at the end of next week. So it's going to be a week and a half before I see any pay. And then because I'm starting partway through the week, I won't get a full week when I do get paid. So I'm anticipating that I won't be able to afford to go home for my days off. So that leaves me with the option of staying in the accommodation, because the way the accommodation is booked, it's a bit of a weird thing. I could book 4 days and then leave the booking for 4 or 5 days, and then book 4 days or 5 days. But the way he discounts it for long-term booking, so I've actually booked an entire month and I've got something like an 80% discount. So it's actually cheaper for me to book a full month and then not stay there half the time than it is for me to just book the days that I need. But what that means is that if, for example, they say, oh, can you do a day's overtime and go home a day later, I don't have to worry about accommodation. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is not being able to go home on my first block of days off. And then obviously if I'm not going home, then obviously I want something to do. So I'll just say to my boss, have you got any overtime? And then once the money does start coming in, it'll just give me a little bit of a push. But yeah, I will want to go home as soon as I can, because you know it's like you miss your places, don't you, where you live. So yeah, that's basically it. With the other builds that I'm doing, I'm going to try and do those as and when I can. But really, basically, my working life is going to be, I'm going to disappear off the planet for a few days, and then I'm home all the time with no work to do, and then I'm disappearing off the planet, for a few days. But are you guys interested in? Because I said I was perhaps looking at doing a diamond paint. I always take pictures of my buses when I drive them. I've seen the coaches online, and now I've seen them in real life, because when I was down at London, Victoria Station, I saw some of the buses. They are, and if you don't like green, you're going to hate them. But it is actually a really nice shade of green. So I'll be taking some pictures, and maybe I can take some pictures of my training bus, and then we'll get that done as a diamond painting at some point. But I thought maybe I might be able to do a broadcast from the back of a bus one day. If the bus will have better Wi-Fi than my house. But also the exciting thing is, I've not been happy with my broadband for quite a while, to the point that this job, it's not going to lie, it's a well-paid job. It really is. It's a lot more money than I would expect to earn if I worked in Glasgow, to the point that I'm thinking, where I'm not happy with my broadband, I can't cancel my broadband because I'm still within the minimum period. But I might actually be able to afford to buy broadband that I want, and then just run out the minimum contract. And then I kind of had a thought, if I know I'm going to be doing this for quite a long time, I could actually move my inadequate broadband to the place that I'm staying at for work, which then means I would be able to do broadcasts every single week, because with me doing night shifts, I'm still available. This is the reason why I can't do one stream out of 3, is because I'll be in Leicester in a house with no broadband. So that then means but I need to get myself sorted with work before I think about that. But that will give me much better broadband at home, and just barely good enough broadband away from home. But having said that, the rumor is that the company is expanding into Scotland after the new year, or they're hoping to expand into Scotland. And I've already staked my claim on the duties in Scotland. So instead of traveling 4 or 5 hours to work, I'll be traveling half an hour to work. So yeah, that's basically, I apologize that today is just pretty much more of a channel update. I feel awful about this, absolutely awful. Smith's Bead sent me some things through the post, and I really wanted to show them off to you, and I didn't bring them. But what they've sent me, and see if you can search for this on their website, and I'll bring that up again. They have sent me, I don't know what you call it. If anyone can help me, it's a little flat edge with a handle that you can use just for straightening your drills up. So that was extremely useful. If you remember probably months ago now, they sent me a set of AB drills in round. What they've done this time is they sent me the same again, but in square. And what I was thinking about doing was just sticking a few of them onto something, just so that I can show you. a nice little innovation they've sent me is they've sent me cover paper. It's just little pieces of paper. You know, when you peel a little piece of the backing paper off a diamond painting, you have all this sticky exposed, and you're always going to catch your arm on it, or maybe you catch a piece of paper and then you've got to rip the paper off and then go over it with the baby wipes. Right, yes. So Mike has said it's a diamond painting modifier correction ruler tool. So it's basically a flat edge with a handle, but it's quite good thick plastic. These diamond painting trays do the job, but where they're quite thin on the edges, they're as thin as they need to be. But where they're quite thin, they don't quite do the job. This is actually quite a nice piece of it's actually thicker than a normal ruler. I've got a little 6-inch ruler that I use sometimes. It's actually even better than that. It's a really good tool. But yeah, so the cover paper, normally what I do is if I've got double-sided tape on my diamond painting, what I do is I cut the paper and then I just peel off what I need, but I can stick that down to cover bits that I'm not working on. But they've actually sent me proper dedicated paper to do that. I haven't opened it. I wanted to open it and look at it live on a stream. So you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. You're seeing my true first reaction to it. It looks like something I've never thought about. It's quite interesting because it's not something I've thought about, because I always, a lot of people know me that I've got a makeup box full of the diamond paint stuff, and one of the trays I've just got loads of bits of paper where I've cut the backing paper off into squares, and then I've actually kept it, because if you cut it all and then pull them off and then put them on, you haven't got enough to cover where the overlaps are. So I'm wondering, I'm suspecting actually it's going to be one of those tools that perhaps you didn't think you need the tool until you start using it, and then you can't live without. But the bit that really cheered me up, and I became, when I saw these, I became like a 4-year-old with a bag of sweets. They have sent me glow in the dark drills, and they've sent me a big bag of them. And what I was doing, I spent many hours. I've got this really strong LED light, and I was holding them up to the light with the light on, and then I was switching the light off and looking at them, and even in the daytime you can see them glowing. It looks like a bar of uranium or something radioactive. The glow is absolutely amazing. So I am looking for an excuse to use those. I don't know, maybe if you outline something with it, I don't know, maybe flex this wolf diamond painting, it's got stars in the sky, so maybe just pop a few little random ones. Yeah, Mike has just said it's fun to play catch in the dark with them. Yeah, I bet that is. I bet if you tied the bags on a piece of string and sat there swinging them around, I bet that would look amazing, wouldn't it? So that stuff, I really wish I'd brought them and tried them out, but I literally had, like, the afternoon we sorted things out, and I said to the guy at work, I said, look, the earliest I can make it is Thursday, because I can get a coach the next day, which would then bring me into Cambridge the day after, but it will bring me in the afternoon. So then I would then have the Thursday. So I left, this was Tuesday, Monday. So we arranged everything for on Monday. I booked the coach and I left yesterday on Tuesday. I've arrived today on Wednesday to start on Thursday. And that's the latest in the week I can start, because it's going to be a paperwork day tomorrow. And then I think I'll be driving an actual coach they're very posh in Cambridge. The Amazon guy is an Amazon guy delivering to next door, and he's actually got a uniform. It's like a blue and black uniform. We don't have uniforms in Glasgow. You just get some scruffy looking man in a scruffy van. So that's quite smart. And he's got a 69 plates. That's that 6919 2-year-old van, and it hasn't got many dents in it. That's not bad for a courier driver, is it? A 2-year-old van with no dents. Maybe he's new to the job. So I should be catching a coach, driving a coach on Friday, and what they'll do is they'll take me on a little test drive, make sure I really can handle a coach. I might struggle at first because it's a much longer vehicle and it's a little bit different. The controls are different. I've driven coaches before, but it's the same with any vehicle you've not driven before. Just take it steady for a while until you get used to it. But most of my driving is going to be down the motorway, so it's like keep it straight, overtake a van, overtake a car, and then come back in, and that's it. Most of my driving is going to be that. So I cannot think of anything else that I need to say. As I say, I will keep you all updated on the oh, sorry, Mike has just posted. I didn't spot that link. I do apologize, Mike. So he's popped. Let me try and find that link. Sorry, I can't pick up the link from StreamYard, so I actually have to go on to my show and copy it from YouTube, which means that you might accidentally get the sound. There we go. Sorry, just bear with me a sec. I've just got a knock at the door. My apologies. That actually wasn't a knock at the door. That was just someone walking past. So right, there we go. Is that the one? Right. So yes, this is the ruler. So let me see if I can. This is going to be an awfully terrible. Oh no, I can do a tab. There we are. So this is the product. This is the diamond painting modifier correction tool. As you see, it's got a shaped handle, and it's really, I have tried to use it. It's really, really nice. At £1.50, I personally think that's a bit of a bargain. But can you see that on the handle, it's got a little piece that's comfortable to put your fingers in. So it kind of, you can hold it right. And it really is good. Very, very useful. It's one of those things that I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't go onto the site to buy that, but being £1.50, if you buy something, for example, a diamond painting, just tack that on. Just pop it onto the order, and don't forget you get 10% off. So by the time you bought something, you pretty much got it for free. And it's just one of those things that you can chuck in your box. You might not use it very often. You might use it all the time, but it's always there for you if you need it. So that's I think is a really handy tool. And then you've got the paper as well, which I'll show you that one on another stream. Right, let me see if I'm closing down the correct window. That worked. That was fine. Right, so again, guys, I'm going to now do the YouTube schedule. As I did say, I think I said, I have been doing word of the day. So I will give you until I've done the end of the schedule to see if you can guess the word of the day. I will give you one clue. It is a single word, and I have said it an awful lot. So YouTube schedule. So tonight we've got Build with Adrian doing the Spitfire issue 67 and Terminator 117, and that's 8 o'clock. We have nothing on the spreadsheet for Thursday or Friday, and unfortunately I won't be able to do anything because I'm away from home. But this is something that I might look at doing when I'm off work. That maybe I can do sort of 3 or 4 nights worth of streaming running, or maybe some afternoons. Oh, I wanted to mention as well, because I'm going to be home for a big block of days off and then away for blocks of days off. I'm thinking of moving the cooking show possibly to a different day from the diamond painting show. No one's given any feedback on that. Would you be comfortable with the diamond painting show being a Tuesday or a Thursday? Maybe someone else could jump in and do a little show on a Wednesday, so that we've got 2 consecutive days worth of diamond painting shows with no potential conflict, so that people don't have to choose which show to watch. But that would be good. And then I mean, I remember when I first did the part works, I was the only one who did the live streaming, and then somebody else did the live stream, and then the next thing you know, you've got 7 days worth of live streaming, which is great for the part work. So perhaps we could end up doing that on with the diamond painting. Maybe I'd have time to do a late night stream. What would you guys think about that? Because I'm going to be a night worker, I'm obviously on my days off, I'm going to be awake late at night. So maybe I could perhaps incorporate Twitch and then do a late night diamond painting session, maybe 3 hours on one or maybe 2 days running, and then I'll disappear for a few days off of the streaming, and then I'll come back and do it at night, and we'll just have a chilling coffee or whatever, just a nice little session of just pure getting on with the diamond painting. You know, if anybody's got any issues they want to talk about, you know, if some of you might have come home and had a bad day, and then you just want to talk to someone about it. So, you know, that's something that perhaps we could do. Yeah. So Mike is suggesting live later in the day, maybe better for some viewers. I'm in mixed emotions about that, because on the one hand, this show has always been at this time. I don't really like moving it away from Wednesday, because for the majority of the last Wednesdays over the last year, there has been a diamond painting show at 2 p.m. It's like, I know is it 10 p.m. my time on a Friday evening, Mrs. Coffee and Crochet is on, and you know there is going to be a show on that Friday evening, and you know there'll be, is it I've forgotten her name again now, because I'm tired, but there's another streamer who does Saturday nights, and then you've got someone does Sunday nights. So you get to know that there is a show on at a certain time, and this show, we started off at 1 o'clock on a Wednesday. I feel awful about changing it to a Tuesday or a Thursday, but it's if I keep it as a Wednesday, I'm probably going to have to do 1 live stream and then 2 recordeds over a 3-week period. So this is the way for me to. This is a good way for me to actually formally tell you about things that I'm doing and things that are happening and events that are happening. Whereas the late night shows, they will serve as give me something to do late at night when I'm awake because I can't sleep because I'm used to being on nights, but also give a slightly different feel. Other people can be doing their hobbies, whether it's diamond painting or latch hook or cross stitch, and then maybe they can come on and join me and we'll just talk about absolute drivel. You know, it'll be more of a coffee evening rather than a craft show, if that makes any sense. Anyway, this isn't getting through the schedule. So the next show that we have listed after tonight is Chris Davis and Chris Campling. They'll both be streaming on their respective channels. And what they will be streaming is Chris Davis doing the Jaguar issue 72 to 73, and that will be at 8 p.m. There is nothing listed on Sunday, and one that we've been looking forward to on Monday. Chris Campling will be building the Terminator 115 to 116, and that will also go out onto Chris Davis's channel. If you remember last week, he couldn't stream because he was ill with not COVID, but he's better now. That then takes us to next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Now, I'm going to leave it in the schedule, but I really genuinely do not know what's happening next Wednesday. I probably, even if I'm off work, I probably won't be able to go home. But expect the show to not happen, but there is a possibility that it might. So let's have a look at the guesses for the word of the day. We have got Mike, who has guessed for the word Cambridge, which it is not. I was thinking that actually, but I thought that might be a bit too easy. Mike Tedstone says tool, and Francis Adams says coach, and then Mike says Amazon. But Mike had already got the correct word, and the word is work. It was a little bit of a quick one that we thought up, one that I could get into the conversation without any thought. So I apologize for almost insulting you, but yeah, Mike's got the word. The word of the day is work, which is something that I've just got excited about because I am going to be working. So yeah, again, so apologies for the short show. I have no proper outro. I've had to steal an intro from Adrian to do the show. It's a bit of a mess today, and I really do apologize. But I know that some people are taking offense if I just didn't do a show. But there was just, if I'd have known this was happening before last Wednesday, then obviously I could have warned you in advance. But there was just no way to advise people before then, and it just literally happened so quickly. 1 minute I'm sitting there with no work, wondering if I'm going to have any future, and then the next thing I know, I'm planning Christmases and things. And actually, I want to ask you, I had brought this up before. I have a personal goal. I want to get myself, we've decided that I'm going to be moving into the back bedroom. I was going to have 2 lodgers in my house, and then I was living in the living room with the YouTube studio. What we've now decided, over a period of time, we're not going to have a second lodger. We don't need the money, and some of the people that were inquiring about the room, it was just too much hassle. So we're just like, I've got a young girl with me, and she's really nice, and I get on with her. As everyone does, she has her little faults, but then I suspect I have my little faults. So we're actually going to turn the living room into a living room. And what I'm desperate to do by Christmas, just after Christmas, I want to get a big UHD TV, a nice TV, something that when I come home from work for the few days off, I can just sit down and play Red Dead Redemption or something on a really nice TV. You know, I work for it, so why not? We also need a 3-piece, a nice settee. And because I'm planning on having people up, I want one of those to be a sofa bed. But again, if you're going to sit down and play on your PlayStation, you want something comfortable to sit on. And I don't like laminate flooring. It has its purpose, but I don't like it in a living room. A living room is supposed to be a nice, warm, comfortable place. If you disagree, that's fine. That's your opinion. But I want to get that laminate floor ripped up and then get a nice carpet that you could theoretically walk barefoot on. And then what we've also decided, we've spoken about having a dog before, but we've decided that the time to have a dog will be when I'm working in Scotland. So when this company that I'm working for, or will be working for, moves up into Scotland, I think that would be absolutely perfect time to have a dog, because I'll be working nights. So I'll give the dog a nice walk just before I go to work. Then the dog can sleep with the lodger at night. Then I can give it a walk when I get home in the morning, give it breakfast, go get a little bit of sleep, and then when I get up, I can give it another quick walk, and then a couple of hours or about an hour or two before I leave for work, I'll feed the dog, take it for a walk, and then the cycle begins. And then obviously when I'm off work for 4, 5, 7 days, then I'm home full time for the dog. And so I think right now it's a terrible time to have a dog, even though we will have someone in the house all the time. I think once this company expands into Scotland, that's the time to have a dog. And what was funny was when I first was talking about a dog, obviously the decision I've made is that I'm going to go to a rescue centre. I'm not going to choose the dog. I'm going to allow the dog to choose me. But when the subject was first brought up, my lodger was saying a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, and I'm like, I'm not really keen on Staffs because of the image. And then obviously I was chatting with you guys, and you were saying all about the qualities of Staffs, and I've had a Staffordshire Cross, and I brought the subject up the other day, and I said, yeah, I think we'll have a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. And then my lodger went, well, I'd like a pug. And I'm like, you can't like bring me round to your way of thinking. And as soon as that happens, you then change your mind. So I don't know about pugs, though, because they look like they've been chasing brick walls, don't they? That's basically a pug, isn't it? That's the ones. But yeah, I think the dog we'll have is that we'll go down to the rescue centre, and we won't choose the dog. We'll let the dog choose us, and I think that way that'll be the perfect bond. So Mike is very happy that he's on the scoreboard, and just before that he says Penny 44, Mike 1. I think someone has guessed word of the day before, but I don't think it was you, Mike. I think it was Love Minis or possibly Danielle Boudreau. I'm not sure who, but I'm sure someone else has guessed it. So with that, I will bid you all farewell. Thank you very much for putting up with my absolute drivel today, which you do every week. I don't know what's wrong with you guys. You watch me every week, and for that I'm extremely grateful. So as I say, I don't know exactly what I'm doing next week until I get in on Friday. There's all sorts of things to go through, company pursuit. But like I say, I've got this rota. It looks an absolutely lovely rota. But until I know where I am on the rota, I don't know. And I say with the broadband, it could be a consideration to move my broadband. But if I'm only moving it until Christmas, where do I move it to after Christmas? Well, yeah, I need to check that with the company. If I move it and then I move it 4 months later, will I have to pay to have it moved? So these are all considerations. So yeah, it's just time for me to get things sorted out, and then in a couple of months we'll all know where we are. So I've read the schedule out. So don't forget to tune in to Adrian tonight, who's doing the Spitfire and the Terminator. That Terminator is coming to the end. There's only 4 issues to go. There's 117, which he's doing tonight, 118, 119, 120, and then that's it. It's finished. So another successful build. So yeah, so I hope to catch you next week. I will keep you updated via the Facebook group. But as I say, it's looking like a no, but I will try and pre-record something so that there will be something coming out Wednesday 2 o'clock. I just don't know if it will be live or pre-recorded. So with that then, take care guys, and I will see you another day. Thanks ever so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Bye bye.